No, here, okay, StreamYard says we're live. It's lying.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so I'm waiting for YouTube to go live so that I can shut the sound off so I don't do that stupid thing that always happens. Okay, YouTube says no. Now it says,
No, here, okay.
We're live.
oh my God, I think everybody heard all of that.
Hi, everyone. As usual, we're the Grannies.
Yes, the Grannies. Boy, we can throw that card anytime, Maggie. That'll give us a pass.
Every time.
Yeah, you throw the granny card and bam, you're in. Hi, Maggie.
Hi, darling. I hope you've had a good week.
I've had an okay week. You know, I've been safe. I've kept my nose out of trouble. You know, because when you're an old lady, you just kind of try to stay away from, all that's happening. So I've been real snug here in my little place, and I've got food in the freezer. I made deviled eggs late last night because suddenly my malaise lifted, and I just thought, and I found some mayonnaise in my cupboard. Oh my God, I have got mayonnaise because I was out, and now I can make deviled eggs. So at 9 o'clock last night before bed, I was making deviled eggs, and it was thrilling. And so I had a couple for breakfast this morning.
I love you. I won't let myself run out of mayonnaise.
Oh, you know what? I had placed a grocery order, and it's easier now. We used to have to wait a week. Now we can get it the same day if we order groceries delivered. And because I'm not going out there shopping. I'm not going to get in a queue in the sun and, faint. But anyway, I placed a grocery order, and personal information. My hours have been cut down at work. So I'm making considerably less than I used to before Corona. So I applied for unemployment, and they give you this little debit card, so, and they're being very generous during this, unemployment during Corona. So I ordered groceries. I plug in this new card. I'm going to pay for my groceries because I'm stocking up, and it says, sorry, we can't take a prepaid card.
You're joking.
I was so disappointed. But then, because I was going to get my mayonnaise, but I discovered a jar of mayonnaise in the cupboard that I hadn't even opened yet. So,
away you go, you.
I made deviled eggs last night. So, oh man, but I made so many because, I was really cranked on it. So now I'm going to give some away to the neighbors. You can only eat so many deviled eggs. Okay, so Maggie, we have this guest today.
Yes. I can't wait. I really, really, really can't wait for this.
I know Natasha Nixx of Mysterious Forces Live. That's the handle I know her from on YouTube. This is kind of cool. Okay, so I'm going to bring her in. Okay, everybody in the chat, really quick. Sorry, I'm a bad
all. We're both excited, very excited about our guest today.
Sarah Pearson, John Aside, Tamara, Purple Sweetgrass, McGuinn. Oh, effluent for you. Hi, Brad. Okay, and Mika and Jimmy there.
Oh,
okay. So when we said hi to Sarah, that was a blanket hi for the family. Okay, yeah, the whole family's listening. Okay, you guys, we are proud to present our guest today, Natasha Nixx.
Hey. Hello, hi.
Hi.
Hey, Natasha, good to see you here.
Yes, thank you for the invitation. I'm honored to be here.
Oh, you're too kind. You're too kind. God, Maggie, we have Natasha Nixx on here. Oh God, she's doing the Well, Natasha,
I've got goosebumps all over.
Oh, you're going to hear this frequently, Natasha. Maggie and her goosebumps.
Davey's joined us as well. K-Ride.
You're
Oh my
easily
God.
stimulated.
Oh, are you kidding? I know, we live, across the world from one another, and, she gets these goosebumps. She's real spooky, Natasha.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, she is,
She's in the UK, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Are you
Yeah.
near the first family of Fringe, the Pearsons?
No,
Do you live near them?
no, we're a few hundred miles apart, but it
Okay.
is lovely where they are. I have been down there. It is beautiful.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and they're all good friends too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? Jimmy Pearson designed my banner on my channel.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, he made that for me. And then it was, my pixels weren't big enough. I did a whole story about that. So Sunshine on Sophia, also a friend of everybody's show, resized it for me. So now I have this great new banner. Thanks, Jimmy, once again. We love it, and it's staying up. At first it scared the shit out of me because I thought, oh my God, my channel's looking at me, and so it creeped me out at first, but then it really grew on me, So, boy, that thing's staying. I love it. So, Natasha,
Yes.
you are this huge. You have this robust personality, and I told somebody one time, I think she ate the AP Bible once because she is a perfect broadcaster. You're engaging and you have that, what did Jerry Lewis used to call it? The zip. You're sharp and you're quick and you know questions to ask. So, before Mysterious Forces Live, were you in broadcasting?
Well, there is a confluence of skills that did come into being. You're partially right in that I was a traditional print newspaper reporter for a while.
No.
And so I have actually
consulted the
AP stories. So I understand the principles of journalism, and I'm not calling myself a hardcore journalist. There wasn't like a long career in that. But I did have experience in doing that, and I liked it. It was very low paying. I really couldn't afford to be a newspaper reporter. And that was in Branson, Missouri. I was a reporter for the Branson Daily News, and that was before my transition. So the name was different. It was my previous life, and so there's that in the background. And then I went to recording school in 2000. And I started working in the entertainment industry. And so I've actually worked on production of commercials, other content, and primarily a lot of live stage productions. So I've been in positions where I've had to speak to large audiences live in person. I was the personal assistant for Gallagher, the Water. I was his stage manager and personal assistant for a while. I've worked with a lot of different people along the way, but so yeah, there was some stage and entertainment experience thrown in there. And I'm a musician and I'm kind of a ham, so that kind of is a good fit. And to be honest with you, something I did do as well was I watched a lot of podcasts before I started. And I was very, critiquing performances like this person does this well, this other person is making a mistake. And so I kind of absorbed some of that so that I could try to be conscious about that when I'm.
Yeah, so you knew what you didn't want to do.
That's correct.
Yeah, same with Maggie and me. I've been a freeloader on everybody else's shows for like 4 years. And so it's just in January that Maggie and I, but being on those shows and watching other shows, like you said, you don't mean to, well, you can critique anything in your head,
Right.
but then you can decide what you want to do based on what you don't,
You have to be true to yourself. It's yourself.
Yes.
Yeah, and you don't want to copycat, and
no,
yeah, and I think if everybody trusts themselves, they can do their own flavor and not be copying somebody else's shtick. I think there's a great deal of honesty that comes into play here, honesty with yourself.
Yeah.
And yeah, you know what? I think this lockdown has caused everybody to kind of reevaluate stuff they've been forced to.
Oh, yes.
Gosh, I know I have. So I think, boy, there's some good that comes out of this. I really, really, really feel that. I know it. It's not going to be the same. It's going to be different.
Right.
But yeah, so you know what? I'm looking forward to it. Really, because things are in the works now with everybody. So I'm just, it'll be interesting to see how people come out on the other side of this, what they've done with this time, and the the tragedy and the it hasn't been easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, Natasha, you interviewed a whole bunch of people on
Yes.
Mysterious Forces Live, and you have it's what's it called? You were an alternative researcher, correct?
Yeah, I would. I guess if I were going to label myself at this point, I would kind of label myself as a fringe citizen journalist. I'm pretty comfortable with that moniker, because I do try to keep a journalistic. I try to maintain journalistic integrity in what I do and what I present, and actually who I interview. I'm very picky about who I interviewed. I was loath, and I did do it a few times early on. I'm not going to deny it. I had a couple of people on my show that I didn't really believe, and I wasn't really into their message, but I needed content. I needed a guest, and I let that desperation pressure me into having those people on my show. And I'm not really going to apologize for that, because it was in a move to make the show successful, and it was better to have a guest than not have a guest.
No kidding. You have to weigh those. You know, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah. So, but now you're here, and
Yeah, I'm here because you're desperate for a guest.
I love you. I love you. Sorry, Bobby.
a guest has never ever left me speechless before.
No,
I know. Natasha just broke the internet. Oh God, that's darling.
hi, Angel.
Oh, you're so darling. Yeah,
That was a good one. I've got to admit it, that was brilliant.
okay, to clarify, well, no, I don't need to clarify a damn thing. But anyway, you've got your numbers, you have your followers, you have fans.
Yeah.
I think you also have a couple of creeps. We've had a couple of creeps too, you know.
Yeah.
But so now you've established this presence, so now you can do any damn thing you want.
Yeah, and I'm going to change a few things up. That was a good segue into something I did want to talk about.
Okay.
And I'm going to rebrand my channel, and I'll give you some context. And it has a little bit to do with what we just talked about. I was heavily invested in the UFO topic before I started the podcast. I was like, people are talking about UFOs. I love this topic. And there were a handful of researchers that I listened to all the time. And I was like, I can do a show. I can interview people. I can make this fun. But then I also wanted to do something a little different and not copycat, and kind of have a funny show as well. I wanted to have kind of a late night show vibe to it, right?
Yeah.
And what happened was, first, I like a lot of creative people, I had a vision of what I wanted it to be. And I knew that there was an end product in my mind, a vision that I had. And I quickly learned that on a technical level, I could not achieve what I wanted to do, and I didn't have the flexibility to achieve it. And when you're putting these things together, I had a hard deadline on when to start, and I hired a marketing team that I was working with, and they started advising me, and that was a good relationship with somewhat mixed results, in that they were giving me advice, some of which I took, and which I think, I'm not going to say they gave me bad advice. I think they gave me advice that probably would have worked for a lot of other people, but that advice wasn't working for me. It wasn't a good fit for me. I'm not talking about them as people. I'm just talking about some of the advice. And what I'm about to talk about is what my original intention was, and they kind of talked me out of it. And that is, I'm going to rebrand my YouTube channel to nixmedia.com. And Mysterious Forces Live is not going to go away. But I found that as I was interviewing these people and having them on, like I basically thought there was only about a handful of people in the UFO community that I really trusted enough to talk to. And I was running out of people. Like, am I going to keep talking to the same people over and over? And these things converged in that I felt like I had not a lot of guests to choose from. And for some reason, I was having a hard time getting Bigfoot researchers for my show. I don't know why. I kept reaching out, but the Bigfoot community was like, they weren't biting. I don't know why.
That's hysterical. The Bigfoot.
Yeah. And the reason I got into this topic a lot was because I had an actual Bigfoot sighting as a kid. So, that's actually my strongest connection. I've never seen a UFO. I'm just interested in the topic, but I had a Bigfoot sighting, but I couldn't really wrangle Bigfoot people. So, I was feeling a little bit boxed in by the topic. I was like, I love interviewing. I love doing this, but I felt very pigeonholed. And I thought, I didn't want to talk about other things. And I had made some rules for myself, like no politics on my show, that I felt like any kind of political talk would bog down the show and draw trolls to the live chat and all this stuff.
And it'd be like everybody else.
Right. Yeah. I don't want that to happen. I don't want to dilute the topic. So even though I have strong political opinions, I was biting my tongue and just keeping that stuff out of my show. So I'm rebranding the channel to nixmedia.com. And not only is Mysterious Forces going to be alive and well, and I'm currently recording and composing the new theme song to the show. And I'm going to have a talk show that is, I will announce the name of it. I'm going to call it Talk, Talk, Talk. And there's not going to be separate websites for all this stuff. It sounds confusing, but it's all going to be nixmedia.com. And when you go to the YouTube channel, there will be playlists for these different shows. And I'm also going to do a third show that is about talking about music gear, and music reviews. So I can stay happy as a content creator and not get pigeonholed into Bigfoot and UFOs and, all that jazz. So I'm still going to keep talking about that. And I am also going to move my platform. I may eventually move to, I may have my own server at some point and just do it myself. But I'm probably going to go somewhere like Patreon, and I'll do the show live there. And then I'm going to do what some of these bigger podcasts have done, like Joe Rogan. And then I'm going to make a couple of 10-minute clips or so.
Yeah.
And I'm going to put those up on YouTube. And so I don't lose my YouTube audience, what I'm going to do is take some of those segments and play them live. Now I have the technical ability to have those clips and have segments of interviews, and I'll go live on YouTube. I'll interact in the chat room, but then I'll play segments of these interviews. because I want to put myself behind a paywall, not an expensive paywall. It'll be very affordable, and I'm not going to play games with a lot of levels of membership and all this crap. I'm not even going to play that game. It'll just be one low price. And then you'll have access to the full show and interaction at that other platform. And then I will go live on YouTube some and present interviews and content, and hold some of that content back as an inducement to subscribe to my channel elsewhere. And this is because, and I'm sorry if I'm going on and on.
No, this is brilliant.
I've had all this stuff bottled up in my head, and I've been putting this together for months. And this is the very first time I've talked about any of this publicly.
Well done, you.
The only person, my wife keeps hearing this crap, and she's like, yeah. Homicide Matters on. Would you please shut up?
You roll.
Yeah, keep on.
So I'm going to rebrand the channel. I'm going to take my platform elsewhere. And I was on a panel at Disclosure Con in October. Doc Skinner puts on Disclosure Con. And it was about YouTube, and it was about YouTube censorship. And YouTube changed the algorithms. And then they don't want people to curse on YouTube. And there's just all these little things. And I just started thinking back then, YouTube is not the place to be. YouTube is screwing, and I've said it many times, they are screwing the independent content creators. And it's almost like saying, hey, we don't want you here. And I'm willing to take that hint and say, hey, I understand, I got it. I'm going to go to Patreon or some other platform where I can do whatever I want. No one's going to censor the content. And I'll deal with my audience there. And then, still have a YouTube presence. I'll still go live, but it's not going to be what it was. And these other two shows, the interview show and the music show, those are much more likely to be pre-recorded and edited, like a lot of other shows that you see. And then I'll do special events live and special presentations live. But it's very taxing to have a live show and get a guest lined up, and you got to be here at this time. And sometimes guests cancel or flake, and you deal with time zones. And these are first world problems. Please don't misunderstand. It sounds like a lot of bitching, but
I know exactly.
Can't do that for 3 shows. And so Mysterious Forces Live will come down. That'll be once a week, but these other shows will be there. And I just I kind of fell out of love with YouTube. I don't like what they're doing, and I don't like what corporate media is doing to this content. So it's time to go elsewhere. And I think when someone like Joe Rogan, even though I have issues with Joe Rogan, when he goes to a private platform and leaves YouTube and he's at the top of the heap, that should be a canary in the coal mine for everyone else, that perhaps that's the best move.
I know that's a big, giant canary. Maggie and I have experienced that. We're just this tiny little corner of YouTube, about 30 million YouTube channels, and we're just this tiny corner, and YouTube is taking away our subs and our likes.
Yeah.
And who would want to the Grannies?
Why do they care? So we lost 20 subs all at once or something, and then we're nobodies.
Right.
So it's happening on up the line, all up the chain. Boy, YouTube is a bastard. God, am I going to get flagged for that?
No, you said bastard.
Okay. So, but anyway, Maggie and I are having the time of our lives. We don't even give it a thought. We just blunder in here, and we have wonderful guests. So far we're good. But Maggie, I'm glad this show is gonna be like in our archives, because I want to go back and listen to what Natasha is saying, because we might have to think about that down the line. Who thought we'd ever have to think about it? But it's a good thing to put on the back burner for you and me.
Maybe.
So Natasha,
Yes.
I didn't realize when I first met you, and I can't remember where we met. I don't know if it was on Davy's show or CW's show. I can't remember, but I do remember, you bumping your camera and it showed your entire set.
Oh, that was CW. That
was CW's.
Oh my God. That was one of those moments where someone might as well, like, you have these nightmares. You're standing in a room full of people and you're naked. It was about the same level of instant humiliation. And, at the same time, though, but I also roll with stuff like that. And it was also funny. It was very funny, and even though I had that initial embarrassment, it was one of the funniest fucking things I've ever seen. Yeah. And so I had to laugh.
And your reaction, oh my God, they've seen my nipples or something, it's like that.
If only. Maybe I'd have more subscribers if that happened.
Well, I might pay for that.
Yeah.
Who knows? Anyway, Natasha, boy, I get off track.
Yes, you do.
Shut up. I didn't know. Sorry, Maggie. I just meant. What do you call it?
Please, I love it. That's you. I've told you, stop apologizing. Just for you.
I know. I sound like a Scotsman. Anyway, I didn't realize you were a musician, Natasha.
Yeah, that was the very beginning of me having some kind of desire to perform. But yeah, I've been a musician since I was 14, and I'm about to turn 55, so it's been a while, and I've picked up at least competency in a couple of other instruments along the way. And recording school opened me up to a whole lot of technology that I'd not had access to. And so, yes, absolutely. I play bass guitar, and I can play simple drum things. I can play a kit, and I've got my hand drumming skills are better than my kit skills, but I can hobble through a song on a kit.
Hand drumming, does that mean like conga drums and bongos or what?
Yeah, conga, bongos. Djembe is probably one of my favorite hand drums. I've got a pretty nifty instrument. It's a Roland drum pad, but it's got 20 different pads on it, and it's all programmable.
Whoa!
So I have a thing that's got everything a drum kit right here, and that's what I've been use for drums.
Well, and it has cymbals and all that stuff.
Yeah, and the Roland samples are top of the line. That's industry standard stuff. So you can adjust all the parameters and make it sound the way you want. It's pretty intensive. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. I love it.
Boy, is that your favorite toy?
No, my bass guitar is my favorite toy by far.
You know what? I think you have that in common. I don't know if you know who Doc Savage is. He's over in Omnieris's show. I think he plays bass in a rock band, even though he's a scientist. And when he comes on Michael's show, you can see his instruments behind him. I think he plays bass.
What?
I know. I love musicians. I love artists. Boy. So Natasha, you do that Okay, I'm a very old woman. I'm old enough to be your mama.
I doubt that. I'm older than you think. I'll be 55 in September.
My oldest daughter was born in 1966, dear.
Oh, okay. You're younger than me. Okay. All right.
All right.
You
okay.
win.
Thanks. Oh, I didn't mean to win, but it feels damn good. But I gotta say, but you do those electronic musical things that I don't get. But probably if I were younger, I would understand it. But Bruce Springsteen is my man, Dave Brubeck. Yeah, but the electronic stuff, some of it's pleasant. But and what I've heard from what you do, it ain't bad. And this is an old woman saying that.
Yeah. Well, no, like I in the last week or so, I gotten on late at night when I'm a little buzzed, and I just make a bunch of noise. I'm also a fan of like experimental soundscapes and experimental music. So there's no denying that, especially in the last couple of days, I've gotten on there and some of the stuff is just pure garbage. I'm just goofing off and kind of being funny. And there's different approaches to this. There's kind of on one hand, I have kind of a punk rock ethos, and that I kind of like music kind of sloppy and not too perfect, and kind of a little bit chaotic. I like the high energy of that, but not all the time. I'm certainly a fan of jazz, and I like to play jazz, and I absolutely know who Dave Brubeck is. And I'm a big fan of Diana Krall and lots of other jazz artists. So I also have the ability to play clean and play normal, and I can color inside the lines, and then I can just scribble all over the page. And I kind of like the freedom to do that, to play. And I get it, the noise stuff is not for everyone. And something highly structured, because I'm a prog rock fan. I'm a big fan of Yes. And
you and Reezy.
Early Genesis. And I mean, I've seen Yes like 8 times. I've met several members of Yes. So I'm really into this highly structured prog rock, where the timing has to be perfect, and there are key changes, and so it's not like I don't have an appreciation for that. And I do like to play music at that level where there's precision that's needed. And then I also just like to make a bunch of sloppy noise, because sometimes the sloppy noise stuff is kind of cathartic for me.
I've heard people say that before. Did you go to raves?
I was a little too old for that scene. However, I have been to a couple of raves.
Well, that was my question. Okay.
I actually, the worst experience was with that. I was doing live sound production. I worked for a company, and I had to run the lights for a rave, but I had to run the lights for 12 hours. I had to run lights from like 7 at night until 7 in the morning and stay up all night running this flight board, while all these other kids are just totally jacked up on drugs and having the time of their life. And there was a lot of pot being smoked and all this stuff. And I had really an asshole for a boss. And they didn't trust me, so they wouldn't let me leave the light booth. They were like, "We'll bring you food. And if you have to go to the restroom, you can run, but we'll be right here." And they're like watching their watch. They were so afraid that I was going to, smoke a joint or something. And
that pissed me off.
Oh, man. So, I did go out the door to go to the restroom once, and someone was smoking a joint. And I was able to take a few quick hits and get back in there. But, so to have to work for 12 hours and watch everyone around you be really intoxicated and having a blast, and you're kind of like, ho-hum. Yeah. But I'm older, I don't really crave that now. If I want to do something like that, I would be interested in going to like the Electric Daisy Carnival up at near Vegas. But more as an observer. I want to stay back and watch the fun from a distance, but I don't want to get down there and get sweaty or.
Oh, I know. Yes. Sit in your Airstream with a cocktail with binoculars. Yeah.
A memory foam.
And memory foam. is important. So Natasha, I'm really looking forward to what you're going to be doing next. And you know what? I need to make you a mod. Wait, do you have an actual link for your actual live new place yet?
No, I don't.
Okay, that's why it didn't work for me. Okay, never mind. Okay, so
Yeah, no. But I do own the domain name, and that's
yeah, I looked it up and I saw you parked there.
Yeah.
So we can
Yeah,
just put a link to Mysterious Forces Live, and
yes,
because
absolutely.
that's your home base. I think I might have done that. No, I didn't. Okay, so I will post a link to Mysterious Forces Live,
Yes.
and then people can find you. And then when you do get your new thing established, we'll post that in the comments too, or you can, after the show is over.
I just want to make sure that my logos for the 3 shows are created, and when I do this changeover and rollout, I just want it to be all seamlessly integrated. And we talked about skills and working during the pandemic. I started learning a program called Final Cut Pro, which is video editing, and I love it. It's fascinating, but it is deep. And there's a little bit of a learning curve, but I bought like the dummy's guide to operating the system and watching tutorials. So when the show comes back, there are going to be different theme songs. There's going to be a long trailer intro. I do want to, I'm going to be a little bit of self-hyping here for a second. Part of what I wanted to do before, and it's funny that we talked about not copying and not doing someone else's shtick. But and I don't feel like I'm doing that because it's kind of a standard format. But when I come back, what's going to happen is it's going to look a lot more like The Daily Show. And I'm going to talk and I'm going to do some new stuff. And part of what I wanted to do before that I couldn't do is have the little box pop up at the side of my head with whatever I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'll be able to play content. So there's going to be a whole other dimension to the show when I come back. And that kind of humor where I can present it in that context is going to come back. So there's going to be a much stronger comedic broadcast television kind of look to everything. And because quite honestly, the show, when I was doing it before this reboot, it really wasn't what I wanted it to be. I was just doing it because I'd made commitments to get on with it and was kind of settling for what I had. But I decided to do it the way I wanted to do it and not settle for less. So that's why I'm taking the time to come back, is I want to do it right and not come back and half-ass my idea.
Yeah, good on you. Good on you. And you're not copying anybody. It's just a format, and it's common today. But it's going to have you, and that's what's going to be different.
And you'll have to come when you've finished and it's all finalised. Come back and advertise yourself again on the Grannies. Yeah, there's one for you, Robin.
Maggie got one. Okay, Maggie, point for you. Okay, yeah, Natasha. Yeah, when you get this rolling, we'd love to have you back so you can give us an update, and we'll have been watching, of course, and we'll have a conversation about what's going on with you when it happens. Oh, how fun!
Sure, and you'll have to come on my talk show, because my talk show, everything is going to be on the table, politics, whatever. So I'm going to open the floodgates on the talk show, and all topics are open. You guys can come on there. It doesn't have to be about paranormal stuff. And that's the intent, is that I'm not going to get boxed into that kind of content. So I'm going to have the paranormal, mysterious stuff. I'm going to have regular kind of talk, radio, interview, discussion content, and then a playlist that's dedicated to music gear, musicians, music reviews.
It's like the Natasha Nixx variety show.
That's right. That's why. And so nixxmedia.com, and that was my intention all along. My intention And my advisors at the time were like, no, don't do that. Just make one channel for one show. So from the very beginning, that my concept for that was shut down, and I was told to focus on doing only one thing. And so I'm now
well, I
I'm
hope
an
you don't.
independent person. I'm doing my own marketing, and I'm going to do it my way. And you know, if it doesn't succeed, it will be my miscalculation.
Yeah,
I think it will. I'm sorry, but I think it will. I think it'll fly.
yeah, and I hope that those people who advised you incorrectly are no longer invited to dinner at your house.
No, I'm going to be fair. They are, and they were giving me the best advice that they had.
They had at
Like
the
I said,
time.
that advice would probably work for other people. It just that particular advice wasn't good for me because, quite honestly, I don't think I can be contained to one subject and,
No.
and really do my thing.
Yeah, because you're obviously very bright and have a lot of interest, and you could talk about a whole bunch of stuff. So, yeah, good for you. And I'm sure that, in all innocence, people just don't know what to do with you.
Oh, that's an understatement, including my wife.
I get that a lot, Natasha. Welcome to the group.
No, it's true, and I'm not even like I'm not tooting my own horn and saying this. Part of the reason why I'm probably hard to manage is I have enough practical experience in show business and production that I probably am a little bit of a know-it-all, honestly, when it comes to that. And I really I don't tolerate other people telling me what to do, because I already know I've already been there and solved problems and moved beyond a lot of that shit. And these people have never even dealt with that. So, I've got that experience to back it up. So I don't need someone to tell me how to do that. I don't need that. What I do need, I don't totally understand all these social media platforms. I don't know what's going on with language on your show. I dropped an F-bomb. I don't even know if I can. But
Grannies, we're the wise women.
Okay. I don't fucking get Instagram. I've gone times like, oh, let's just do this. And within 5 minutes, I'm like, fuck Instagram. Like, I don't know how it really works. I don't even get the fucking point of Instagram. But I've got an Instagram channel for my show, and some things got put there, but I don't. And I've got so much bandwidth for this stuff, but I don't have the bandwidth to like have an intimate understanding of Instagram. I don't care about Instagram enough to apply myself long enough to learn all about it, because I don't care.
Yeah.
Instagram is, I have a couple of pictures stored on there. I never think to use it. I don't fucking care. Twitter Twitter's another thing. I'm a member.
Yeah, Twitter. No.
Sometimes I'll get notifications and I go on there and I do a little heart, and I make a little comment, but I don't get that either. But you know what? I am all over Facebook. Yeah, my entire life is on Facebook. But Twitter, and I always figured it's because I'm so damn old. But other people don't like Instagram and Twitter. So yes.
Yeah.
I like Twitter. It's very good for connectivity. I don't live there. I pop in, and my relationship with Facebook is complicated because during the pandemic, I mean, I've seen so much crazy shit since the pandemic started on Facebook, and I mean, people sent private message me crazy conspiracy stuff, and I'm not into all that. Like, I think a lot of the Q stuff and all that, I think is absolutely ridiculous. And I get sent a lot of this stuff. And so I'll get my feed and I'll see a bunch of absurd shit, or maybe some political opinions that I don't agree with. So then I kind of, I hate to say it, I almost kind of troll my own people. And
Yeah.
then I get on there and I make up these really snarky things and I say a bunch of sarcastic stuff, but that doesn't really represent who I am as a person. I mean, in fairness, it's a part of who I am and a part of what I think, but I kind of put my most hardcore, I'll tell you what it is. I'm being provocative on purpose.
Yeah.
But I'm not personally that confrontational. In
No.
person, or to know me personally, I'm not like that at all. And I'm not looking to get in anyone's face. But Facebook is kind of a place where you can do that. And in all honesty, I probably should do it less because sometimes I just put stuff up there to see how much shit I can stir up. I just want to, and I'll tell you why. It comes from a good place. I want people to think.
Yeah.
The best thing that can happen is that people to think, and maybe if you have a hardcore position that you have, I want people to rethink their position. Like just for a minute, can you say, can I be wrong about this? Is it possible that there's another way to look at this? Because I do that for myself. I try to be objective and fair. And just because, and I've said this many times on my show, just because I have an opinion about something doesn't mean that opinion is correct. That just means that's how I feel about it. That just means that it's my opinion. But I'm not saying it's the absolute
your personal thing.
Right.
And that's where people get it wrong. Yeah, that's where people get it wrong. And the attack, they're not seeing it. That's about you, not them.
Right.
Oh, it boils my.
See, I can't afford that blood pressure spike, so I never engage.
That's why I don't go on Facebook very much.
Oh, I go on there for my gardener friends. I post, I brag about something I've cooked, or just dumb stuff I sent to my granddaughter. And I've deleted people over the past few weeks. I've deleted them because they would come up in my feed and just be so fucking hateful and so biased. And I'm talking both directions, man.
Yeah.
And, that's not why I'm on Facebook. I want to talk about puppies. And
right.
So I deleted 2 family members from my Facebook because I had it. And I reacted, and I don't want to react to stuff on my Facebook page, but I reacted and I thought, that's not my fucking blood. What? Right. So this belongs to some milkman's kid. This is not my blood. We don't talk like that. So I deleted 2, maybe 3 family members, cousins, that kind. Yeah. So, man, you guys, you're younger than me, and I can't take that anymore. No. I was a Vietnam War protester when I was really young, and I wrote letters to Congress, and I was this real staunch political person. And, I almost got handcuffed once, but I had 2 little kids with me, so they didn't. They just told me to go, and I did because they scared the fuck out of me. But yeah, we protested recruiting stations and stuff during Vietnam. But I don't do that anymore. I don't. I can't. It does no fucking good. It does no good. It makes you feel like you're doing something, and it's a personal thing. But as far as making really big change, doesn't work. I don't do that anymore. I just want to make a good rack of lamb and take pictures of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I understand people's passions. I really understand it. I was there.
Yeah.
And I say, God, go with God, children. Do what you need to do. We're all having a horrible experience, some of us right now.
Right.
So do what you're doing, sweethearts. But I'm staying here in my little cave, and that's what I'm doing now. But bless you guys.
Yeah.
Well,
it's a hard world. At the minute it is anyway that we're living in. But you've just got to stay try your hardest not to be triggered.
Not to be triggered and do what you do. You know, make art, laugh, make
You're
music.
moving forward beautifully, Natasha.
Yeah.
You know, you're moving forward beautifully, darling. You know,
thank you.
it's going to all be beautiful in the end, and it'll work out. I'm getting gooses.
Oh, there she goes again.
Yeah, I really do.
Nice.
They're usually telling me, I know I'm a weirdo, but I'm usually saying the right thing when I get the gooses.
Well,
oh no.
Yeah.
Maggie and I are like Ken. I used to be into the woo-woo stuff, but you know, I'm the older granny, so I just go, okay, yeah, good for you.
When I'm saying the right thing, goosebumps all over.
I know Maggie's my magical child. Yeah. So Natasha, I might, you know, when you get it rolling, I'm going to introduce a couple of people to you, maybe that you might want to have on your show.
Sure. I'd like to have you guys on the talk show. You can come on and we'll just freeform talk about whatever, kind of like what we did here.
Oh yeah, well that's
our first invite, is it? It is as a Grannies.
Yes.
What?
It's our first invite as the Grannies to another show.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, this is our first invitation as Grannies.
Yes.
Wow, thank you.
No, we'll do it.
Oh wait, no, Maggie, wait, no. We were on the Saturday extravaganza by Keats Ross and Sarah the Mage. That was
so we were on a show together then.
Yeah, David's the one
invite. Sorry. Yes, I did.
Okay, this is the second invite, but this is even more special.
Yeah.
Because the person who invited us wasn't even on the show.
Yeah.
So we were kind of left there. Here are these people with all this talent. And Maggie and I are just coming on as these couple of ladies just to blab. It was wonderful. Okay, Natasha, it's a date.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'll try not to be cagey. I'm sorry, I spoke over you. I didn't mean to.
Oh, speak over her. We do that all the time. See, we're doing it now.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to it, Natasha. Thank you.
Yes, yeah, and I'm not trying to be cagey. I'm fighting against my learning curve on Final Cut Pro and how to build these videos. And like I said, I'm still I'll have the theme song put together in the next couple of days. The music part is the easy part for me. The hard part is the stitching. And I won't go on. It's been a long process. I've been gathering content, and it's complicated on a technical level. But I will, let me say that, let's see, this is the beginning of June. I hope to be back on the air by the middle of August.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah,
Maybe
cool.
Yeah, that's lovely.
Cool beans. Okay. Okay. I haven't been looking at the chat because, I've been, we have this guest. Okay. 6 Drops wants to ask the Grannies something.
Oh, wow.
Do you mind, Natasha, if we answer a question?
No, go for it. I can't see the chat. I'm in the platform that they're using to do this interview. So I am not on Facebook. I don't see any of the chat. I have no idea what's going on there.
Yeah. Well, I open another tab for YouTube, and then you can see the chat.
Oh, YouTube. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I just want everyone to know I'm not looking at the feed. I don't know what's being said at all.
No, we don't either, Natasha. You're right.
Yeah. Well, I happened to look over. Okay. 6 Drops. What's your question, sweetheart? I don't see it. I don't see it.
Tamara's asked, does England have a king or a lizard? At the moment, the lizard's gone and God knows what we've got.
Oh, Natasha, have you heard about that?
What?
The about the new King of England.
No, I haven't heard that one.
Oh dear God, it's a huge story over there with the woo-woo folks in the UK.
Yeah.
Is it Jeffrey Epstein?
It wouldn't surprise me.
Oh, the guy who's still alive.
Who's seen his body? I didn't.
I can't possibly say anything more absurd than what other people are already positing.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't process it. I know we're getting into a better age. That's all I have to go with at the minute.
What's this conspiracy theory with the king? What's the essence of it?
Oh, Maggie, we have to send Natasha links.
The links, yeah. It's very complicated. It goes back to Anne Boleyn, and she wasn't killed.
Oh.
Yeah, it's really intricate. And the funniest thing, Natasha, is that the secret new King of England, who's going to take over part of the world, was on a YouTube channel with these two guys. And my question was, why the fuck is the new King of England on YouTube sitting there in a cheap room talking about, and I've been fooled by psychopaths many times, and they can fool me every time. And this guy was just so sincere and so learned, and you could tell that's probably all he did day and night was study up on the monarchy and develop his story. But here was this guy, the new King of England, on YouTube. No. Oh, George Hallett, out of mind. Thank you. His name is George. You can Google George Hallett. It's really.
He's on Facebook.
the secret new King of England is on Facebook. Yeah.
And he has disappeared. I will say that.
Oh, wait. Okay. Out of mind says his name is Joseph Gregory Hallett.
Yeah.
Oh. Out of mind. I didn't know that. I know who that is, though, through being online and in live chats and stuff. Good people.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Hey, we have 22 people watching, you guys. Oh, well, 21 now. Somebody took a powder.
Wow.
Dang. And gosh, we're over 800 subscribers. You know what, Natasha? Maggie and I got like 100 subscriber boost, or no, a lot of boost from me posting this show on your Facebook page.
Yeah.
I think we got some, man. Okay.
I have a good crowd.
No
I
kidding.
do have a good crowd.
Yeah, we do have a good crowd, actually. They really are lovely people.
Yeah, Natasha has a good crowd. And so we're over 800 subscribers. Oh my God.
So you just surpassed me. I'm hovering just under 800.
Well, okay. So now
you'll be over that, Tasha. You will.
Maggie and I will come over to your channel and bring all of our friends.
Awesome. That'd be great.
I know. This is so fun.
Yeah, it is. Because everybody's helping each other. And I think it's lovely.
It's lovely, and we're having a good time, and we laugh. Damn. You guys remember to fucking laugh.
Yeah. You got it.
Right.
Yeah, and eat good food and get lots of sleep, stay hydrated, and then hook up with Natasha, subscribe to her. Okay, so you guys, we've been on for about an hour.
We have. That's gone quick.
I know. So Natasha, I got to tell you something. We had this guest on week before last, and I was so geeked out about having her on, just like I am about having you on. I asked her for final thoughts about 7 times when we were ending the show. Anyway, Natasha, this is our hour. You have been absolutely Cool.
See,
And if we go over an hour, it's okay. If you have, okay, I'm only going to say it once, Natasha. I'm going to ask you for your final thoughts or anything you'd like to say or share.
Yeah, I think the most important thing right now, it's fun to come on here and talk about my show, and it's fun to do that. But what's really on my mind is that I don't want people to fall into despair. And I know that things are tough, and money is tight, resources are tight. Everyone is tense because of the protests. Everyone is tense because of COVID-19. And there's a lot of stressors out there. And I really just want to reiterate what you said. The most important thing for people to do is take care of themselves, take care of their families, maintain some healthy attitudes, try to get some exercise, get out of the house. And I just don't want to see people fall into psychological or spiritual depression and get disheartened. I want people to find within themselves whatever strength they have to protect themselves and their families and to get through this so that we can come out of this hopefully with some positive change, and then we can all move forward with the goals and the dreams that we had before this shitstorm started.
Oh,
beautiful.
Beautifully said, Natasha. And yes, and you know what? If you do slip into depression, many of us have, reach out.
That's okay. I'm not shaming that.
Oh, I know you weren't at all. But yeah, if it does happen, reach out. Get your body moving. I know that sounds really trite, but I always used to tell my kids that, if you're stuck, get up and get moving a little bit. Do anything, get some blood flow, get oxygenated. That helps, endorphin, all that chemical shit. And know that other people are there for you. During this time, and I've talked about it a few times on our show, I find that my neighbors are absolutely sterling. We reach out to each other and we're helping each other. And like Mr. Rogers said, always look for the helpers.
Right.
And, leave yourself open, be a helper, reach out to other help. Okay, I'm going to get really sappy here. Thank you, Natasha. That was just absolutely lovely. Maggie-of-England, do you have a final thought?
After Natasha, I feel I resonate with every word. And I think that's the way. I've lost 2 cousins this week. One through illness and one through overdose because of the pressures. But you've got to stay in your joy. Yeah, these things are happening. Everybody has got to stay in their own joy. It's going to be good. I just know it's going to be good. I can't explain it any other way. I don't feel I'm going through an stage where my energy is concerned. But whatever's coming out of this shite from these Egypts, we're all going to be in a good place. We are, as the people. And I'm going all goosey again. I love it when it does that.
Yeah. Boy, I had something to say and I just completely lost it because I was watching the chat. Okay, you guys, we're doing it. Yeah. We're doing it. It's not, okay, here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I have planned. We're doing it. Natasha, you're doing it. Maggie, you and I are doing it. Fuck them. This is, okay, here's what I wanted to say. The human spirit, we own it.
Right.
Yeah.
We own it. They can't take it away. I see it just like planting seeds. I see it cropping up everywhere. And, fuck them. The human spirit lives.
Yeah, it
That's
does.
right.
And it's burning. and it's burning and it's getting bigger. And that's why we're getting all this shite thrown at us.
Yeah.
Honestly, I truly believe that.
Yeah. Okay. So Natasha, thank you again so very much for coming on here. You have been absolutely fucking delightful.
Yeah. Great to meet you, darling. Absolutely brilliant. And
thank you.
Yeah, hedgehog.
Likewise. It's great to meet you. And it's an honor to be on your show. Thank you for the invitation. Deeply appreciated. And once again, you'll be invited back on my show, and we'll talk again.
Thank you for being our friend, Natasha. I'm so proud that you're out in our circle. God, Maggie, we have a circle. So thank you, Natasha. I wish you well. Stay healthy. Best wishes for your new enterprise. I'm so excited. Okay, darling, goodbye and thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, what a darling. What a darling.
Oh,
I know.
Wasn't that just exceptional?
Yeah, she was absolutely amazing. Really amazing.
The brilliance of people who can just step in here with two people who don't know what the fuck they're doing and be just candid and forthcoming and honest when they share. Maggie. Oh,
I know. I just love it. And I love the chat. I know we don't look at the chat very often.
I only looked at it a couple of times and I still never got 6 drops question. Okay, Stephen Ronan, Brad, Philip Blair, Sarah, Lee Veltman, Davey, Huggy, Tamara, Reemsy, I just burped. I'm sorry. Post 9. Okay, out of mine. You guys.
No, you don't, Davey. She gets it now.
Wait, what did Davey say?
I have to apologize to Robin again.
Oh, Davey, no apology necessary. I was just didn't know what to expect when you sent me that message, and I was all digging the pastoral. No, it was this pastoral scene, and I was getting into the groove of the pastoral scene, and then Davey was Davey, and so I sent a message back to him saying rude in all caps. But and then Maggie, you told me the story, and then it was hysterical. That's too funny. Okay, it's the tree of love, says expanding the process.
It certainly was in that video.
It was the tree of love, Davey. Holy. Okay, if any of you guys want to know what we're talking about, private message me and I'll send you. No, I won't. I would never do that without Davey's permission. Never, ever, 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 ever. But it was. I love you, Davey. Okay, Maggie. Okay, I'm ending the broadcast. Anyway, you guys, everybody who was with us during this, thank you so much for being here. It means so much to us. It's really important. Maggie and I started this just so we could talk to one another. And then it's come to this. And God, you guys, thanks for showing up. I love every damn one of you.
Yeah, okay. We really do.
No, we really do. Okay, so Maggie, I'm ending the broadcast. Thank you, everyone. This has been the Granny Show with, Natasha, Nixx, has been our guest, and we love her. Okay. Good night, Maggie. Good night, everybody.
Goodbye.